So you want to know more about how to conduct long-term agile planning. Well, hey there, my name is Josh, and I have over 10 years of experience in software development, product management, and growing startups. In this video, I'll be sharing 8 tips to help you better conduct long-term agile planning. But before we do that, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, and that way you don't miss any of our videos on how to build great products. Now let's go ahead and get started. So tip number 1 is start with the big picture. It's important to define the vision for a product and outline the strategic themes. This means answering questions like, what should we focus on over the next 6 months or a year? Or even few years? Where should we spend our time and resources? Should we focus on user experience, security, performance, or a combination of all three? And making sure to outline these high priority themes helps focus time and energy on doing them well. Now, tip number 2, identify big ticket items. Explain or describe the big pieces of work or initiatives that span more than one team or project. And you can find out what they are by asking, what do we do to accomplish our themes? And do these ideas contribute to the furthering of our goals? And tip 3, break it down or populate your backlog. This is where you divide the initiatives into bite-sized pieces called epics and have a closer look at what steps need to be taken in order to achieve each initiative. And tip number 4 is start estimating. Experts agree that estimating is one of the most important steps in long-term agile planning. It involves using the epics to create a rough time estimation in order to create a roadmap, which we'll get to in just a little bit. And this time schedule helps map out when big things will happen and in what order. Keep in mind that this step requires knowledge of previous or similar projects, which is why storing information is extremely important. And tip 5, create smart releases. In regular agile planning, the teams deliver a working piece of software at the end of each sprint and call it a release or version. And long-term planning involves road mapping. You'll need to define rough releases so you can estimate the dates in the future. And it's a great idea to package work items that have similar features or make sense together. Remember that these releases are driven by the scope as opposed to strict cutoff dates. And tip number 6 is generate your roadmap. A roadmap is a plan of action for how a product or solution evolves with time, just like forecasting. And now that you have an estimated backlog, releases, and teams, which is basically what you want to do and how long it'll take you to do it and who can do it, you have everything you need to make a realistic roadmap. So tip 7 is validate. It's time to take your roadmap to the team. They're going to break down the epics into what we call stories and estimate how long each will take. Outside factors that could affect the timeline as well as how all the steps needed to complete each epic should be added at this point to make the roadmap more accurate. And don't forget to run the roadmap by key stakeholders, especially if their approval is needed to move forward on certain steps. And this takes us to our 8th and final step. Keep improving. In the agile world, a project is never done. You can continue to deliver value through incremental improvements. Make use of your own roadmap to inform and optimize future ones as well. Ask for customer feedback and keep testing and improving regularly. And there you have it. These are the 8 tips to conducting long-term agile planning. And if you enjoyed this video and you feel like you have a better idea of how to do just that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel for more videos on how to build great products. And again, my name is Josh. I'm one of the founders of Product HQ, and I'll go ahead and see you in some of our following videos. Cheers.